The Ebonyi State House of Assembly today moved a motion to impeach the state governor, Mr. Martins Elechi, from office over allegations of embezzlement, misappropriation of state funds, and gross misconduct. In an 8-count charge signed by 15 lawmakers out of the 24 lawmakers in the House, read by the acting leader, Ogbonaya Nwifuru, the lawmakers maintained that the alleged gross misconduct was a clear violation of the Constitution, which prompted them to endorse the notice of impeachment on the governor. The lawmakers maintained that the governor's appointment and inauguration of 28 persons as development center coordinators without prior screening and confirmation by the simple majority of the State House of Assembly was a total violation of procedures. They also alleged that the governor appointed and inaugurated 13 caretaker committees, appointed chairmen and members of the State Independent Electoral Commission, Local Government Service Commission, Secondary Education Board, Universal Basic Education Board, and others without confirmation by the State House of Assembly. Now, security operatives have been meeting with candidates of political parties across the country, promoting a violence-free election. Politicians in Abia, Anambra, and Zamfara states are the latest to sign the peace pact, promising to abide by the rule of law.
This is a gathering of 6 political parties and their candidates for the 2015 elections, security operatives, and representatives of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, towards the conduct of free and fair elections. The AIG Zone 9, Gwari Usman, had gathered the political parties to appeal to them to conduct their affairs in accordance with the provisions of the rule of law.
We will give you a very level playing ground. We will be very, very fair. At any given point, if you observe anything with my men or myself, tell me and see my reaction.
One after the other, the candidates of the different parties present at the event signed the peace accord. Obviously, the desire for violence-free elections is the major desire of every Nigerian. As in Anambra State, the political parties and their candidates also gathered to sign the peace accord.
We are going to step up our actions, and we are going to be more firm and be very serious. If anybody allows himself to be used or pushes anybody to indulge in any act that will bring breakdown of law and order, we will allow the full worth of the law to come to bear on such an aspirant, such a political party, or such an individual.
A proactive measure being adopted in all the zones of the country. This time, it's being organized by the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 10, Mr. Bala Hassan, in Zamfara State. And it had in attendance governorship, National Assembly, and State House of Assembly candidates from all the political parties in the state.
We're the same people, and these are states. So therefore, without this, we need to at least talk to ourselves to know the importance of peace and the importance of the process. It's only when the process is peaceful that is going to be credible.
The signing of the peace accord is symbolic, as a reminder that political parties need to behave themselves and put national interest above personal and party interest.
The Independent National Electoral Commission has devised a new way to ensure eligible voters pick up their PVCs before the deadline of March the 8th. In Akwa Ibom State, South Nigeria, the Commission's officials embarked on a one-day market outreach program to sensitize traders and the general public. While in Osun State, the resident electoral commissioner, Dr. Adekunle Ogumola, paid a visit to some PVC collection centers in Irepodun local government area. Our correspondent reports that the use of the card reader was also demonstrated in Lagos.
The outreach program is to draw people's attention in Afar and Akpamandem markets to the collection of the PVCs, even as they go ahead with their sales.
The main program to let people know that INEC is ready for election. We've done our preparation, and we are here to mobilize people and sensitize them. They should go out, pick their PVC, and go out and vote on the day of the election.
It's a mixed reaction here, as some say they have collected their PVCs, while others say they haven't.
You collected your card?
Yes, I've collected.
Okay, today?
No.
When did you collect?
Since last month.
Have you collected your PVC?
Actually, I didn't register.
Why?
The time I gave for registration, it was too short. I was busy by that time.
And away from the south-south to the southwest, INEC in Osun State says it has recorded 73% distribution of PVCs. But the Electoral Commissioner decried the low turnout by the electorate in picking up the cards.
Apart from that, we're trying to sensitize people about this collection. Because by the time it is concluded on Sunday, there will be no other means of collection. So we want to do as much as we can so that a lot of people will be able to collect.
And in Lagos, the fears of using the voter card reader may have been doused. The resident electoral commissioner demonstrates the usage of the card reader before the governor, Babatunde Fashola. He gives an assurance of its viability.
We are anticipating that our polling unit should have about 350 persons on the whole, because experience has shown in the past that the turnout rate in most polling units is about 30–40%. But even if this year we have up to 60–70%, what we've done is also to break up large polling units into what we call voting points. In Lagos, we have 8,462 polling units. We've broken them up into 12,124 voting points.
The Lagos INEC Rec reveals that over 3 million PVCs has been distributed out of the 5.5 million. There are still cases of PVCs piling up at collection centers and eligible voters complaining of inability to get theirs as the countdown to the March 8 collection deadline draws near.
Well, I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by elder statesman Mr. Tunji Braithwaite. You're welcome to the news at 10. Now, we've all been given an unsolicited and unexpected 6 weeks of grace before the elections. Are we making good use of this extra time, as it were, to put our house in order?
Well, I suppose that was the intention.
That if the elections had gone ahead as originally scheduled, February 14, that it would have been a debacle. So obviously, the shift in the date is to try and get things better organized. Yes.
And are we organizing things properly, Mr. Braithwaite, in your estimation?
Personally speaking, I have never believed that this election would usher in an orderly transition. And I just give you a few reasons. Number one, the Constitution of Nigeria, the 1999 Constitution, under which this election is being conducted, is a totally anti-people, the people of this country. The Constitution was not fashioned by the people of this country. It was a military constitution. And for the past 16 years, this country had been living, so to speak, on borrowed time. And it is unfortunate that President Jonathan, who had the courage to convoke a national confab last year, unfortunately, he could not go ahead to try and implement the product of that conference before the election. So, so some of us see this election in any way as incapable of producing an orderly transition.
Well, Mr. Braithwaite,
another reason is this.
There are a lot of activities taking place right now within this 6-week window. And one of such activities is the claim by the military that they have retaken several towns. I wonder what you have to say about the liberation of these towns.
Well, that is rather suspect. Why is this victory coming within the extension for the poll to hold? We've had this insurgency with us now for many years, and all of a sudden we're being told that that the insurgency is being contained seriously. It may be so, but we will see. You see, as I said, the insurgency is one aspect, but the constitution and the culture of corruption in this country that had not been addressed before this election will certainly take their toll on this election. Another thing is this: I would have preferred that the election starts from bottom up. You see, that is maybe from State House of Assembly or even National Assembly. But to put the presidential election first, I'm afraid it will jeopardize the subsequent elections. So,
well, let's talk about
because
the
as I
elections
said,
that are coming up. Assuming
yes,
that many internally displaced persons are able to go back home, would you suggest or would you imagine that it would be better for them to vote at home or to stay in the camps where they are now and vote there?
Whatever I say concerning the so-called internally displaced persons will not alter their situation. These are people that have been traumatized by war, and you are now expecting them to come out and vote. I mean, an exercise which calls for deep thinking and assessment of so many things. You see, democracy is not just election. There are many things. There are institutions that support and promote democracy. Those institutions, as far as this country is concerned, are basically weak. And until we get them right, you are not going anywhere. As I said before, maybe not on this program, in 1999 Constitution, we agreed to use that Constitution to kickstart democracy. And meanwhile, to try and come out with constitutions suitable for the local culture, taking account of everything. We've neglected all that. Corruption is king in this country, and now you are telling me that people who are coming from war-torn areas within 2 weeks or even 4 weeks will be able to make informed choice? Come on, you are joking.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Braithwaite, for joining us on the news at 10. I'm afraid that's where we're going to have to call it a day. Thank you once again. Now, when the news at 10 returns, fuel scarcity hits Ekiti, Kwara, and Oyo states. Please join us again.